Hi everyone, this is Stephanie at Hightower Stitching. Today's just a short video that's an add-on. It's got two parts to it, and it is an add-on to 259. That's the first part, which is the flying geese everywhere. I just wanted you to see, it turns out it's really lovely, and you have a great opportunity for some great stitching in this also. And I actually, if you're going to do this on your sewing machine by free motion, I figured out how to go down the columns. For example, if you look at, let's look at this one right here. And what I did was I went around and I put like two little scoops, and then I did another scoop and another scoop. And I went over to the next one and I did the scoop, scoop, and then I did two scoops. And then I went to the left and I made a nice little curve with a little bowl on top and another curve, and then followed it over to the other side and did that one and did my curve and did this one. And that got me back down to this corner of the triangle. And then I just filled in the inside with a big scoop and a big scoop and then another big scoop. And then from here, I traveled down in the white till I got here, and I was ready to start again with my scoops, two scoops, two scoops, two scoops, or three, depending how big you make them, two scoops, curve, bubble, curve, curve, bubble, curve, big un, and big un. And it was so much fun. And then in the big ones, I could actually come down doing what I was doing and then just roll into the big ones. And this was a cute pattern that I had seen. It's like an apostrophe, a different kind, but it kind of a swoopy. And then it's got little petals around the outside, and you could stop with one, or if you were going to do some fill, you could add another one and get where you wanted to go, and then come up and put another one on there. And this was a big space, so I went with two or three in each one of those. And the border was made out of some more pieces of the same material. I cut the 2.5 inch strips and then sewed them together, and they were ready to go on the border. You can see a lot of the different colors. And then when you turn the back over, which I always like to do, you got this beautiful little display of loops and those little apostrophe flowers and things like that. This was a great project, and I think it would make a really pretty baby blanket or a toddler quilt too when you pick your colors. Okay, so that was number one. And number two, you'll remember that I have really had a bumper crop of t-shirt quilts this spring. That I had 3 for teachers retiring and 3 for students graduating. Well, this is the third one for the teacher, one of the teachers who's retiring. I can see I used a neat shirt. It was a sweatshirt actually. So it had a lot of nice body to it. And I just put some Wonder Web on it and attached it to my cover. And then I went around and did a stitch about very close to the edge, and then I think I ran another one around through there. And so, and you can see the bag, how cute it is. And I just used one of my tote bag patterns and made it larger, because this is about 22 by 20, and it's got a lining inside. I'll show you that in just a second. And this is the material that made up the inside. I made it just like the outside. And then you can see that over at the top, I had folded down about 2 inches. I had enough to fold down 2 inches at the top. And so all I did was I just slid the lining up under that 2.5 inches, and then came and did some top stitching around the top and top stitching down at the bottom of the 2 inches. And I didn't put a pocket or anything in it because this is just purely to store. But then I did put a nice about 2.5 inch, 3 inch strip of Velcro on this one, and it works really well. And I wanted to share this quilt with you because it's a piece of history for the teacher that's going to get it. We have a primary school and we have an elementary school, and they're both very, 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 very old buildings. And they are, a new building is being built out on the bypass, and it's going to have the pre-K through 5 or 6 or 5th or 6th grade. So this was a big end of the year for all of the teachers and the students. And one of the nice things that they did is they had a parent or a father of a student, and he was could sketch and draw, and so they designed 2 t-shirts. One was for the primary school, which is in the other corner, and then one for the elementary, and they have quotes on them. This one is a quote by Winston Churchill: "We shape our buildings, thereafter they shape us." And it's the people in the building that do the shaping. And so it's got a lot of all kinds of quilts and blocks in there. And here's the one for the primary school. "How lucky I am to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard." And that's by A.A. Milne. And there's another picture of that particular building as it's going to be closed out. And this was so neat because the teacher that this is for, she went through the primary school as a child, and then all of her teaching career has been at the elementary school. So we think she's going to get a kick out of this. I hope you enjoyed that, and know that there is a new elementary school in Social Circle now, in Social Circle, Georgia. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit like if you liked anything in here. I hope you go back and try that flying geese, because once you make those geese, and then you can just go like the wind.